The first major DLC for Dying Light 2 is apparently called Blood Ties. Earlier today, we got our first official teaser of the DLC. We're going to be getting the full-blown trailer August 23rd during Gamescom. And that's actually next Tuesday, a little under a week as of this recording. But I wanted to talk a little bit about this teaser because it seems to confirm the leaks that happened a little while ago where people dove into the game files and they found information surrounding the first DLC saying that this DLC was going to be Gladiator themed. The codename for it was just Opera, if I remember correctly. People were able to find some concept art, some locations without detailed textures, as well as some dialogue between Aiden and other characters that are involved in this story. And it looked like during that 30-second teaser that we got today of Blood Ties, it seems to confirm it, more or less. If we hop back over and start taking a deeper look at it, it can kind of go either way. In the foreground, we see a helmet that was manufactured out of a skull. In the background, you see two people fighting. Once one of the warriors is put down, you see the guy come over, pick up his mask. And in the background, you have these two projectors. What I was able to make out of it was Glory, Build Your Dream, and Carnage Hall. At one point they also say all roads lead to, and the final word is cut off. Now we don't know exactly what Carnage Hall is. This could be the area that these two people are fighting in. In the data mine that was revealed a couple weeks ago about the Gladiator themed DLC, the main hall or main arena that the DLC is supposed to take place in was called Opera Astrid. And the main leader of the Opera House, his name happened to be Astrid. So I'm assuming that Opera Astrid potentially could have just been either a placeholder and the real name is Carnage Hall, or this could be one of the smaller arenas that was mentioned in the data mine where Aiden has to work through these smaller city arenas, and then as he progresses and gets higher up in those gladiator ranks, then he reaches the main hall, Opera Astrid. I mean, of course, this is also assuming that this is correct and this DLC is in fact what was data mined a couple weeks ago, and this is gladiator themed. This could be entirely completely different, but what we do have now are two people fighting in the background, two projector monitors that says Glory, Build Your Dream, and all roads lead to blank. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more next week where they can actually confirm whether if this is going to be gladiator themed or not. But whether if this is going to be, or they just decided to throw us for a loop, there's definitely some things that they really need to start changing. I've talked about some overhauls this game desperately needs in the past couple videos, from taking a good hard look at dark zones, how infected are scripted, actually redesigning a lot of events that they're putting inside of this game, you know, putting more effort into the things that we have to do after you've beaten the story ultimately. And it kind of generates the question of, do you think a lot is really riding on this DLC? Do you think this DLC is going to make or break it? Or do you think Dying Light 2 is one of those games where you ultimately are just going to have to give it a year and then it'll reach that level of perfection, that hype that everyone had during the game's launch? With that being said, I'm going to pass this on to you. What do you guys think this DLC is going to be about? Is there anything that I missed during this teaser? What do you hope to see in this DLC? Let's talk down in the comments section. Before I completely go, I do want to share this. Big shout out to Woodcrafted Essentials. Thank you for your continued support, as well as everyone else that is over on my Patreon. It means the world that you guys watch these videos alone, but if you want to go to the extra mile, gain early access on the videos, talk to me behind the scenes and whatnot, then feel free to check out my Patreon link down below. If not, that's cool. Like I said, watching the videos is more than plenty. But until the next video, let's talk about that next chapter that Dying Light 2 is supposed to be having soon.